This video, I'm going to be sharing with you the belief system of magical abilities, understanding that you are magical at your core, how to tap into that in a very powerful way. Welcome back to another video. My name's Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you that of what is called the belief system of magical abilities. Now this is going to sound a little bit of an esoteric video. I'm going to share with you right now, but if you want more on this, you can check out a book that is called Autobiography of a Yogi. That is a book that is by Paramahansa Yogananda, who was the noted for bringing yoga to the West, especially back in like the 1930s and 40s and 50s when it was very taboo. And he is an enlightened guru, you could say, who spent his life with other enlightened masters, and he talks about some of the things they could do. And let me share that, I mean, they could do magical things that you wouldn't think would be possible. They could project themselves to some of their devotees. He could like project an idea or a thought form to them. We do that now even at unconscious levels anyways. He could do things like, some of them could levitate, you know, the traditional thing that you see people say they can do. He could do bilocation. He met people that hadn't eaten in years, and even one guy that was like 400 pounds that hadn't eaten in years, which I thought was very interesting. But things that you would literally think are, including things materializing instantly. Yogananda's mom had a locket that she was told would appear in her hand in meditation that night, and that locket appeared in her hand. So things that we would think are literally impossible happens when we understand the mechanics that are involved, and in a way we transcend those beliefs altogether. We transcend what we think this reality is. Now, just to give you context for this video, I'm right now in Maui, which is a very magical place. That's what kind of inspired me to talk about magic. I'll kind of show you my view right now as I am doing this video. You should see some B-roll in this video as well. That's my view. This is the retreat center we're staying at is up there. It's actually a hotel and Airbnb, but it's also a retreat center too. I thought it was interesting. And it's a very magical place. So I thought about it. I was like, I'm gonna make a video on magic, or understanding the belief system as well. Because one thing I'm doing right now as well is I'm studying that of belief systems, understanding how we can transcend belief systems so that we experience more of what we want. Now, with this video, the other thing I want to say is that a quote that I've been saying a lot recently is that the more you realize that your life is a dream, the more dream-like your life will become. Say it one more time. The more you realize that your life is a form of dream, the more dream-like your life becomes. The truth is reality is a cosmic dream. We give it meaning, we believe it is real, and we signed up for this. We signed up and we knew that we were gonna forget who we were when we came into this reality. We knew that it was the cosmic dream of source consciousness, of the one consciousness, of God, whatever name we want to label it. We knew that we were going to forget who we are, go through what is called a veil of forgetfulness, so that we could go through the remembrance of who we really are, which is a piece of that divine spark. We are that divine spark. Now, what we do is we cast ourselves into this limitlessness, which is this reality where our parents didn't necessarily know who they are. They may have been playing off patterns of their parents, but we came here knowing that we could wake up to more of who we are. And in essence, think of it like this. We are as beings multidimensional. There are different levels of consciousness. When you go to bed at night, you wake up to these higher levels of consciousness where you can literally do things instantaneously. You can manifest what you want instantly. You can, you're not bound by time and space in the same way that you may be here. And this is naturally who you are in totality. This is one of the lowest, you could say lowest vibrational places, because we forget who we are. But because this is one of the lowest vibrational, I'm trying to see if you can still see me even if I'm sitting down. Hopefully you can still kind of see me. Even though this is one of the lowest vibrational places, it's a very beautiful time to be alive right now, because there's this transformation of consciousness that's happening on the planet. And what it's about though is understanding that we came here to wake up. We came here into this reality with the belief systems that were already made. And when it comes to all of these things that I shared with you with Paramahansa Yogananda's book, which are his first-hand accounts of being around other gurus and enlightened people, those people were of a higher level consciousness, a level of consciousness that we have the ability to tap into as well. and to be. And because they knew the truth about reality, these enlightened people from the book, the autobiography of a yogi from Paramahansa Yogananda, they had the awareness that reality is a cosmic dream. And because reality is a cosmic dream, there's more flexibility to bend that of time and space. There's more ability to get beyond that of the time-space, linear, logical point of view, because they know the truth, and the truth is, it's an illusion. When you realize it's an illusion, you then have more flexibility over it. If you believe it's real and solid and heavy, it is real, solid, and heavy. Your beliefs about it create the experience. Now you could say, okay, I'm just gonna believe I can fly and I can fly? Come on, Aaron. I know you're on a cliff right now. Why don't you jump off that cliff and see if you can fly, if you just believe you can fly? Well, you gotta understand as well that the belief system that not just I have, but this collective reality has. We have that of a belief system of that, of gravity. That's actually more of a law. That's not really a belief system. But there's certain beliefs we have of what we can do within that. Like, for example, until we believed that we could have some type of vehicle that could fly, we didn't have a vehicle that could fly. Because then we bended the rules and we figured out a way because of that belief. In totality, though, there's a collective belief system here with the billions of people on the planet. And the thing that actually keeps people and the society from really progressing in a quick way is that we all believe in our limitations. We all believe that we're not very powerful. We all believe that there's forces that control things. And because we believe it, that is the case, even if we believe it subconsciously. So when it comes to what I'm sharing with you right now, it's really about knowing that yes, we can even transcend a lot of the there's belief systems that say you have to go to college to be successful. That's a belief system that is very commonly projected out from society. But it's social conditioning. There are belief systems about what we can accomplish to become successful, to feel love, who we are as spiritual beings. Religion is a belief system in itself. So sometimes we hold ourselves back from experiencing the totality of who we are, which is divine spiritual beings. However, despite all of that, we're coming into an awareness right now that we are so much more than we thought. We're coming aware that there's these abilities we have to tap into it. So when we look at this, when it comes to these enlightened yogis in Paramahansa Yogananda's book that could do these magical things, it wasn't so much that they had to try hard and believe that they could levitate. It was more so they realized that the reality that they live in is an illusion, so there's more flexibility within that illusion. And what they would then do is they would use their mind and their being, their energy field, to do things that we would think are impossible. But if we raise our vibration high enough, we'll see that that is not only possible, but it becomes something that is more relatable, something that we could actually do. In Atlantis times, which is a time thousands and thousands of years ago, we were in that higher consciousness, and we were able to do things like that. And more of a fourth dimensional state of consciousness. And we could do things like that, but we fell out of it because of greed. We fell out of it because our egos got to us. You know, we had crystals back then. We have crystals now, but we would use them in certain ways that we would think literally are magical. But what happened is we ended up using it. Look at that butterfly. I'm talking about magic right now. See it? When we talk about magic, though, we talk about it in a way back in Atlantis times. It was our natural reality. But we started to use it in egotistical ways. We started to use it for bad, and that's when bad things then happened as a society, because we had to learn from it. We fell down in civilization, back down to the third dimensional state of consciousness, and now we're rising back up. But the key to this is understanding, as well, the things that enlightened people were able to do is they tapped into the cosmic dream, which is this cosmic dream of reality, and they also had such a pure intention. That's one reason why enlightened gurus would not levitate and have shows and put it in the public like that, because it has to be with a divine purpose. Like, yes, it can help people, but if somebody needs to see something like that in order to believe in it, then they're not ready to see it. You see, there's this thing in reality that has to do with faith and your believability with how things happen in the world. And it's like you get enough to where it moves you to believe, but not enough to where they tell you what to believe, in a way. And maybe there are instances where that did happen, because in the book there are instances where stuff would happen at a very... That is a huge bee. Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm just gonna stay here and hope that I'm friendly. Magically. And I hope it's friendly. I think I've never seen a wasp or whatever that is that big. Anyways, when it comes to this magic, understand that it is who we are. That we at our core are magical, and we just simply forgotten it. So when it comes to beliefs, do you need to believe in anything more? Just have the general belief that magic is real. Even just test it out. I do this with time all the time. Time isn't real. If I need to be somewhere and I'm running a little bit late, what I do is I simply know I'm gonna be on time, and I use my mind, and I don't rush ride 300 miles an hour going to the gym or going to the appointment, but I will use time and space like that, and I'll find that then I get to where I need to be. When it comes to magical, like synchronicity is a natural byproduct for the way reality works. All you're doing when you become aware of synchronicity is you're becoming aware of the thoughts you're thinking, the emotions you're feeling, to the reflection you're getting in your life. Because all reality is a reflection, and you always get in life a reflection of what you believe to be true and of your vibration. And everything, quantum physics shows us, everything in reality is vibration. So synchronicity is the awareness of what you are thinking and feeling to what you are experiencing. Synchronicity is a natural byproduct for the way reality works. There is both positive synchronicity and negative synchronicity. It's just that when it's negative synchronicity, we don't necessarily want to claim it and say that we chose it. But if you understand that you are in a way choosing that negative synchronicity, you start to take your power back, because then you start to say, okay, I can choose something else. Why would I keep on choosing something like this? But magic is a natural byproduct of who we are. In higher dimensional states of consciousness, we are magical, what we would consider to be magic. We only consider it magic from our 3D physical self, because it is not normal, it is not within the normal collective consciousness of what we experience here. So we look at it and say that's magical. Understand that you are magical. You tap into your magic by becoming aware that your beliefs create your reality. Understand that you can tap more into that by tapping into your true power. Go beyond belief and into being. Understand the more that you do that, the more you create the reality you want. I'm gonna go ahead and get back up there because the battery's dying. I'll show you some of that B-roll as well. And other than that, I will see you on the next video. Peace, much love, and namaste. All right, bye.